because you have been on IIM Calcutta interview panel as well, what are those skill sets that the interviewer is looking for in an IIM candidate?
90% of the people do not have any idea what they want to do in life. They are good in academics.
7 years after IIM, अगर मैं बात करूँ कि एवरेज सैलरी ऑन एन एवरेज आपके बैचमेट्स जो अर्न कर रहे हैं who are following these traditional paths, so can you give an estimate on an average how much they are earning?
But with an IIM, probably in about 8 to 10 years, you can become CEO of a SBU.
Competition का कल्चर कहाँ ज़्यादा है, IIM में या IIT में?
Success in life is something completely different. So that has no correlation with whether you are from IIT or IIM. There is a concept of deferred placement in IIM Calcutta. So it encourages people to go into entrepreneurship.
IIT क्रैक करना डिफिकल्ट है, IIM क्रैक करना भी डिफिकल्ट है. एंड आज हम एक ऐसे गेस्ट से बात करेंगे जिन्होंने दोनों ही एग्जाम्स क्रैक किया है. सो ट्राई करेंगे वो सीक्रेट सॉस निकालने का, ऑल्सो टू अंडरस्टैंड द वैल्यू ऑफ दीज IIT एंड IIM टैग्स. इसके साथ साथ द गेस्ट हैज ऑल्सो बीन ऑन द IIM कैलकाटा इंटरव्यू पैनल. सो ये भी पता चलेगा व्हाट आर दोज स्किल सेट्स दैट द इंटरव्यूअर लुक्स फॉर इन अ कैंडिडेट. एंड अगर आप बिजनेस परस्यू करना चाहते हो तो आपके लिए भी ये पॉडकास्ट है, बिकॉज दिस पर्टिकुलर गेस्ट वेंट फॉर IIT, IIM, देन डिड नॉट टेक अप अ जॉब बट स्ट्रेट अवे जंप फॉर हिज बिजनेस एंड इज नाउ रनिंग अ सक्सेसफुल एंटरप्राइज. सो चलो शुरू करते हैं. स्पेशली इफ यू आर अ स्टूडेंट, डू वॉच इट टिल द एंड. देयर इज अ लॉट टू टेक फ्रॉम दिस पर्टिकुलर पॉडकास्ट. थैंक यू अभिषेक फॉर टेकिंग आउट टाइम फॉर दिस. IIT IIM ग्रेजुएट से आज बात करूंगा, बहुत मजा आने वाला है. आई एम प्रिटी श्योर स्टूडेंट्स के लिए बहुत एक अच्छी लर्निंग अपॉर्चुनिटी होने वाली है.
Thank you so much, Anant, for having me on your amazing podcast. And I feel you're doing a great job because not many people have a proper guidance as to how to go ahead with their life, follow their dreams. So in whatever way, if my experience helps them, so I think we are doing a good job.
थैंक यू सो मच. एंड आपने IIT क्रैक किया, IIM क्रैक किया, बोथ वेरी डिफिकल्ट एग्जामिनेशन. अगर आप स्टूडेंट्स को बता पाओ स्टार्ट करने से पहले ही क्या वो सीक्रेट सॉस होता है ये एग्जाम्स, ये टफ कंपेटिटिव एग्जाम्स क्रैक करने का?
So I would like to say there is no such secret sauce as such. I agree that these are one of the most competitive exams in the world, not just in India. But one thing is which I learnt personally very early in life, कि you should know what you are meant to do. So let's say I was very interested and very good in science and maths. तो इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी कि आपको साइंस मैथ्स में अच्छा होना ही पड़ेगा या फिर आप अच्छे नहीं हो तो आपके लाइफ में कुछ हो नहीं सकता. दैट इज ऑल्सो नॉट करेक्ट. सो वंस यू नो दैट यू आर गुड एट समथिंग, देन देर इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ फोकस विच डिफरेंशिएट समवन हु कैन क्रैक IIT एंड हु कैन नॉट. सो टू आंसर योर क्वेश्चन, आई थिंक फोकस इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. दिन में 18 घंटे पढ़ने का जरूरत नहीं है. Even if you study for 4 hours a day, you make sure that 1 minute does not get lost. So that is one. Number 2 is your circle. So the kind of people who you are mixing with. So if you have a good group of people who are all focused toward that particular goal of cracking JEE or cracking CAT, then I think there is a combined effect from the entire group, और वहाँ से it helps a lot going ahead.
ग्रेट पॉइंट. ये आपने जो ग्रुप का बात किया, आई रिमेंबर जब मैं भी कैट के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहा था, वी ऑल वे ग्रुप ऑफ फ्रेंड्स स्टेइंग इन पुणे, एंड हम लोग आपस में मॉक स्कोर्स compete करते थे. एवरी मॉक दैट वी यूज्ड टू लाइक गिव, वी यूज्ड टू कंपेयर आवर स्कोर्स, एंड वो एक फैक्टर बन जाता था दैट मोटिवेटेड अस टू गिव द नेक्स्ट मॉक. एंड आई थिंक वो आप बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है, एक अच्छा सर्कल होना, एक ग्रुप होना हु इज मोटिवेटेड टुवर्ड्स द सेम गोल. बट now asking you, because you have been on IIM Calcutta interview panel as well, what are those skill sets that the interviewer is looking for in an IIM candidate?
Yeah, so first of all, it was an amazing experience being on the other side of the table in 8 to 9 years time. So I was one of the youngest people in the discussion panel. So from my point, what I have learnt is every IIM has a different selection criteria. So let's say I can speak from IIM Calcutta, who are a little bit more finance and statistics focused. So for us, we would look at candidates who have very good analytical ability. So analytical ability does not just mean that you need to know calculus, algebra to the T, but you should be able to think when you have been presented with a problem. That is number one. Number two is whatever you have done in your life, maybe you were very good at sports or you were good at music, you have some other passion in life, whatever you have mentioned in your form, you should be very thorough with it. So whenever we discuss something with a fresher, there are normally not too many points you can talk about, right? So there are one or two things in their undergrads or in their school which they have done, but it is important that you know it as an expert level. So that attention to detail is very important, which we look out. And third point would be communication. So as managers, so IIM trains you, or any MBA institute would train you to manage and develop large teams going ahead in life. So you should be an effective communicator. Whatever you are thinking, that presentation should come across so that the person sitting across the table to you, he understands in details, even if he is a layman. So these are 2 or 3 factors which we put emphasis on.
Got it. So whatever you have on your CV, whatever you have done so far in life, you should completely know about it in detail and be able to articulate it in your own language to the interviewer.
Right.
So those are like kind of helps. And suppose there are students who probably, obviously, there are questions asked regarding undergrad subjects, then there are questions asked around current affairs. So if suppose there's someone who's not able to answer a lot of questions, is that a kind of a red flag, or is that no, okay, there are these fact-based or opinion-based questions, okay, it's fine if a student is not able to answer, but if the overall personality is there, he knows whatever he has done in life and he has clarity about future as well, is that a go ahead?
So of course, I mean, you are not expected to know everything, right? So nobody can do that. Right. So we definitely try to divert the topic if a person is not comfortable with a particular question or a situation. But what is more important is how that particular person handles the entire situation. So in some of the cases, there are situations or conditions of stress which is created knowingly. And how that person maneuvers through that is very important. So if you do not know something, then probably you can attempt to have an answer, or how you are approaching that particular question is very important. So need not be correct, but how you handle it is more important.
Makes sense. So the approach matters. And moving on from here, from IIM skill sets, since it's been a while that you have graduated from IIM Calcutta. So now when you discuss with batchmates, especially because whenever someone makes it to IIM, there are certain expectations. Itna ka job lagna chahiye, itna ka placement lagna chahiye, this is the designation I should get. After so many years, 7-8 years after graduating from IIM, when you discuss with batchmates, what are those success parameters that you see now? Is there something like money, designation? How do you define success after so many years?
So what I personally fundamentally believe is, you get into an IIM so that you can have freedom with respect to what you want to do in life. So what happens is, it gives you a golden parachute. So let's say even after IIM, if you are going for a job, you're doing something on your own, you might do social service, you might get into politics, you always have a backup option that if something does not work out very well, you know that you are a person who can be dependent on. Any organization would benefit from your skill sets. So you can always fall back to that option. So essentially, when we talk amongst us friends after IIM, normally we will not discuss about who gets what salary, who is in what position. It is more about how they are contributing back to the nation. Because we are a very select few group of people who have taken a lot of hardships to get into this thing. And I think 90% of the people, they try to bring a change in whatever they are doing. So probably your example is also very important, right? So you could have gone for a normal path, but then you are probably trying to motivate a group of young individuals and show them the right path. So those are the things which come to our mind when we think about our batchmates, how they're contributing back to society. So probably kiska salary hai, ya fir how big their business is in terms of top line, bottom line, those are secondary, I would say.
Got it. Because जब initial years होते हैं तो especially on the campus, अगर आप placements देखोगे तो it's already like अरे मुझे ये firm में जाना है, day 0 का job चाहिए and so on. So it was quite pretty evident कि after a couple of years it would change, and as you rightly pointed out that as well.
So I think to answer your question, probably वो initial race रहता है. So when we also attempted to sit in the placement. So that time validation was कि किसको कितना salary मिला, they got placed on day 0 या day 1 में हुआ, किसका PPO लगा. But once they have come to the practical side of the situation, they understand that these are not things which will define your entire life and career. So that comes with maturity, which we understand now. But of course, when you are in college, you are competing with people. That time, parameters are very less. So naturally, those are some things you compete upon.
And competition का बात हो रहा है तो IIM, IIT, you have been at both places, and obviously the brightest minds make it to these institutions. Competition का culture कहाँ ज़्यादा है, IIM में या IIT में?
This is very distinct, I would say, and very clear. Since IIM is more of a professional course and people get into IIM after their undergrads, more than 50 to 60% of the people already have a work ex, right? So average work ex is around 3 to 4 years. So they know what they have to do in life, and for honing their particular skills, they are getting into an IIM. So the culture in IIM is, I would say, more professional. Even when it comes to the youngsters who have do not have a work experience, IITs are just after you are coming out of your class 12, right? So most 90% of the people do not have any idea what they want to do in life. They are good in academics. They know that IIT JEE clear karne se we'll get into an IIT, then we'll figure out what to do. So culture wise, IIT is pretty relaxed. They give you a lot of opportunities over 4 or 5 years time to explore what you do in the future, and that is how it is different from IIMs normally.
And एक बहुत common doubt है कि IIT के बाद IIM क्यों करते हैं लोग, because IIT के बाद भी एक decent salary मिल जाती है. So क्या वो purpose होता है कि फिर IIM में जाते हैं to pursue another degree?
There are a lot of reasons. So IIT is basically a technical institute, as you know. So subject matter में आपको they make you proficient. There are about 20 to 25% people who want to pursue a career in their core subject. So then they will go for masters and PhD after that. But the remaining 75% people, they would typically go to the corporate world. अब corporate world में जब आप जाते हैं तो वहाँ पे after 3 or 4 years, whenever you are going to a managerial role, वहाँ पे there is a requirement of an MBA, because there also you need some technicalities of understanding how to lead and manage large teams. So after that, typically you require an MBA. अब वहाँ अगर आप directly IIT के बाद भी you can go for that, then you go for a shortcut. But there is also an option कि there are a lot of companies who sponsor an MBA program after 3 to 4 years of work ex. So essentially, if you are in the corporate, MBA has to be done if you want to grow up the ladder, and what better than IIMs. So that is why it is normally done.
Makes sense. And आप typical career paths बता सकते हैं, like after MBA or from IIM specifically, क्या career path होते हैं जो students usually लेते हैं, like different kind of roles or different kind of functions they enter?
The time when I graduated in 2017, so that point in time, if you had to go from campus, so there were typically some sectors which were very lucrative. So starting with consulting as in management consulting. So there were a lot of companies in India, abroad. There are investment banking and financial roles like private equity, wealth management, etc. Then there are general management roles in large conglomerate organizations like Aditya Birla Group, PepsiCo, Coca-Cola, these kind of Asian Paints, right? So these are Gen Man, what you would say. Then there are typical sales and marketing focused roles also, mainly in FMCG companies, let's say HUL, L'Oreal, P&G, Reckitt, etc. And finally, there were also some ops specific roles, which were companies mainly in startups, let's say startups which have become big, like Amazon or Flipkart and the likes. So these are typically the 5 or 6 segments which are very aspirational. Currently, I think since the startups have also boomed in the last 4 to 5 years, so going in a startup role is also part of the trend.
Got it. And 7 years after IIM, अगर मैं बात करूँ कि एवरेज सैलरी ऑन एन एवरेज आपके बैचमेट्स जो अर्न कर रहे हैं, who are following these traditional paths, so can you give an estimate on an average how much they are earning?
Normally what happens is an IIT IIM tag will not have a particular salary bracket. What happens is you reach a particular level in the corporate ladder much faster. So let's say a particular person becoming a CEO of a company without an IIM tag would take minimum 20 to 25 years, provided he has shifted in a nice way from a management trainee level. But with an IIM, probably in about 8 to 10 years, you can become CEO of a SBU of a large organization. And from that angle, probably in 8 to 10 years of time, you can easily expect a salary in excess of 1 to 1.5 CR per annum. And typically when you get in, the average salaries are in the range of about 25 to 30 lakhs per annum. So you can
extrapolate and find the growth as well. Makes sense. And ये तो jobs की बात थी, but in business as well. Does IIT IIM Tag, especially for you, since you have been like pursuing business since getting out of IIM, so does IIT IIM Tag help in starting a business?
Definitely. I mean, for businesses which are more consumer oriented, where you will have to raise funds on a large scale, investors will definitely look at educational pedigree of the founder they are investing in, because otherwise, see, anybody can have an idea, right? What IIT IIM guarantees is it increases your probability of success, because from historical data we have seen all the biggest unicorns in the world, they have been created by most of the people from India have an IIT or IIM behind it. So there must be some reason why this stock of people are differentiated from the rest. So that is a common norm which is normally followed. Apart from that, the basic material or the basic technicalities which you need to run an organization in a large scale, these colleges definitely have some training which is ingrained in their curriculum, which helps you go ahead with the business.
So जब इन्वेस्टर से आप रेस करने जाते हो पैसा, like any kind of investment, do you think वो kind of आता है कि हाँ ये IIT IIM से, so maybe we can trust him more? So is that trust factor something that is incorporated in the investor's mind?
See, what the investor knows from IIT IIM कि अगर IIT IIM है means he is educationally strong. इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि धंधा guaranteed है.
Right.
So doing business is a different ball game. But IIT IIM करने से क्या होता है कि this is for sure कि बंदा smart है.
Okay.
Right? He knows what he has done. अभी तक he has been in an environment where he has been challenged, he has competed, been in the top 0.5 percentile, so he knows how to fight. और कैसे JEE निकालना है, कैसे CAT निकालना है, इसका फंडा उसको है. So when he has been graduating from that kind of an environment, जहाँ पे pressure है, peer pressure is there, so basic first 25 years of the life he has struggled, तो business में भी probably those things he'll bring to the table. So वहाँ से there is a benchmarking that can be done.
Makes sense. I think वो जो competitiveness आ जाता है in cracking the exam itself, even if you are not studying from IIT IIM, but the fact that you are cracking that examination, I think that itself speaks a lot.
So it helps in opening certain doors, I would say. And it for a business, it depends on the type of the business in which you are in. So definitely there are some customers, there will be some clients who will give value to that particular proposition. At the same time, there are other alternatives also.
Got it. And अगर सच में like help होता है like IIT IIM Tag का, you know, these days there are obviously calls that no, IIT is kind of outdated हो रहा है, इतना ज़्यादा value नहीं है IIT का. Do you think that it's valid, or do you think no, these are not something which will become outdated in near future?
As long as these institutes maintain a very rigorous process when it comes to the entry, right, in terms of the examination, and the number of people who take JEE or CAT, since the numbers are going up on a year-to-year basis, till that time it will not become outdated, because when you are filtering at the entry level, you make sure whatever is being taught in these institutes, but you have the cream group in the country by itself, so they will figure out a way of going ahead in the future. So that is why I think that
filtering mechanism hai, that it's so strong that
itself,
students,
yes,
that speaks for itself.
That will keep IITs and IIMs relevant. That is number one. Number two is you should limit the number of institutes also. So the recent trend which I am seeing, there are a lot of institutes which have been gifted the IIT tag or the IIM tag. So that kind of an exclusivity should be maintained. So there should be very critical measures or parameters which a particular institute should follow to fall in that bracket. Otherwise, then you are diluting the entire system.
Right, and IIM में भी I think काफी वो segregation already हो गया within the IIMs itself. Then there's this
Correct.
old IIM, the Holy Trinity, obviously IIM ABC, and then there's the new IIMs as well. Then there are baby IIMs. I think वो segregation भी आने लगा है. Not only the IIM brand, but the letter after that as well, जो शायद value किया जा रहा है.
But I would also like to add that which we are focusing upon, so that will help you in opening certain doors or probably a small shortcut towards your ultimate goals. ऐसा बिल्कुल ही नहीं है कि अगर आप IIT IIM नहीं करो so your career is completely in the dark. So but it will help you.
अभी तक ये समझ आ रहा है कि IIT IIM टैग ठीक है यूजफुल तो होती है बट ऑब्वियसली सीट्स लिमिटेड है इन द टॉप IITs टॉप IIMs में एंड देयर आर मेनी पीपल हु आर इक्वली केपेबल बट प्रॉब्ली ड्यू टू सम रीजन एक दिन का एग्जाम है आर नॉट एबल टू मेक इट टू द इंस्टीट्यूशन. व्हाट प्रॉब्ली यू मैसेज दैट यू वुड पास ऑन टू देम कि ठीक है IIT IIM नहीं हुआ. So what is that message that you would like to give those candidates who are probably equally capable but just do not have this tag?
Fundamentally, I absolutely agree with you that success in life is something completely different. So that has no correlation with whether you are from IIT or IIM. And like you rightly said, दोनों एग्जाम एक ही दिन में होते हैं. So probably that particular day was not good for you, or probably you were not supposed to do an MBA from IIT or IIM. It completely depends on what zeal you have in life, how much you are willing to give efforts, right? तो उसके बाद क्योंकि I have been in the world of business, I have friends who have gone out of IIM, I have seen a lot of people who have struggled also, right? So even if they are in the job or if they are in the business, IIT IIM tag will never guarantee you success. It will just give you a shortcut. जैसे आपको अगर 10 फ्लोर का बिल्डिंग चढ़ना है, probably आपका एंट्री 3rd फ्लोर में हो जाएगा. एंड जिसके पास टैग नहीं है उसको शायद 1st से 3rd फ्लोर तक चढ़ने में मेहनत करना पड़ेगा. बट द फ्यूचर आफ्टर द 3rd फ्लोर उसमें दोनों बराबर का हिसाब है. सो यू हैव टू वर्क योर सॉक्स ऑफ बेसिकली टू अचीव इन लाइफ.
Initial push मिल जाता है शायद but ultimately it's the hard work.
Essentially why? Because in both the institutions your talent in terms of education is given focus on, right? There are no other parameters essentially which are tested.
Right.
So सिर्फ क्योंकि आप पढ़ाई में अच्छे हैं does not mean that you will succeed in life, right? So there are a lot of examples like that. But your probability of success increases.
Makes sense. So kind of initial push मिल गया but after that as well if you keep working hard, if you show like strength in other parameters that are required for success, probably yes, you will continue on the successful path. But if you are not able to make it to say an IIT or IIM, but still you can still give that hard work, you can push yourself and probably still achieve the same things that probably someone with a tag can do.
Absolutely, absolutely.
अब आपकी जर्नी में आते हैं थोड़ा क्योंकि आपने IIT किया IIM किया एंड यूजुअली लोग करते हैं फॉर गुड प्लेसमेंट बहुत हाई पैकेज लग जाता है आफ्टर दे ग्रेजुएट फ्रॉम दीज कॉलेजेस बट आपने प्लेसमेंट से ऑप्ट आउट किया एंड यू स्टार्टेड योर ओन बिजनेस विदाउट इवन गोइंग फॉर एनी जॉब. क्या माइंडसेट था उस टाइम?
First year of IIM तक mindset was very clear that I would go for a job, but then it was purely out of chance, I would say. So basically second year starting के समय I started getting very interested in new age building materials, and उस time में India was at the threshold of going very big, and जो भी push होना था that would have happened in the infrastructure or the real estate space. तो वहाँ पे स्टडी करते करते आई रियलाइज दैट देयर वाज अ लॉट ऑफ स्कोप फॉर इनोवेशन इन न्यू एज बिल्डिंग मटेरियल टेक्नोलॉजी. तो वो करते करते देन आई गॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन सम पर्टिकुलर कंपनीज. आई स्टार्टेड विजिटिंग 3 or 4 फैक्ट्रीज. इट वॉज ड्यूरिंग माई सेकेंड ईयर इन कॉलेज वेन एवर आई वुड फाइंड टाइम. तो उसी सिलसिले में आई वेंट टू डीप. तो वहाँ करते करते आई गॉट इन टच विद सम गुड पीपल हु वुड हेल्प मी विद टेक्नोलॉजी ऑफ डेवलपिंग इनिशियल 4 to 5 प्रोडक्ट्स. एंड जब मैंने देखा कि देयर वर सम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट्स हु वर इनिशियली विलिंग टू गेट दोज प्रोडक्ट्स मैन्युफैक्चर्ड बेस्ड ऑन द टेक्नोलॉजी विच वी हैड मेड. तो देन आई डिसाइडेड कि अगर चांस लेना है लाइफ में कुछ स्टार्टअप करने का भी, सो प्रोबेबली दिस इज द राइट टाइम. क्योंकि अगर फेल करेंगे भी तो देयर इज एन ऑप्शन ऑफ गोइंग बैक सम टाइम लेटर. सो व्हाई नॉट टेक अ चांस. तो यही सब सोच के देन एट द वेरी लास्ट मोमेंट आई डिसाइडेड टू ऑप्ट आउट. And one very important thing with which IIM Calcutta helped me initially, which I would like to highlight because I think everybody should know this. There is a concept of deferred placement in IIM Calcutta. So it encourages people to go into entrepreneurship if they have a good idea. जहाँ पे क्या होता है कि अगर 4 साल तक if you decide कि my startup is not worthwhile, I want to get back to the corporate world, so you can come back to campus and sit for placements again. So that is a very good option to have, number one. Number two, nowadays all IIMs and all good MBA institutions also have startup incubators. So अगर आपके पास अच्छा idea है, you can definitely approach them. They provide seed money in excess of 1 CR. So initial आपका अगर idea है that can be push worthy, then you get lot of support.
मेक सेंस। काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग, बिकॉज ये नहीं पता था कि आपने फर्स्ट ईयर गए थे बट आपको पता नहीं था कि आप जॉब करोगे, आप प्लेसमेंट करोगे, एंड सेकंड ईयर में आपने फिर डिसाइड किया कि नहीं बिजनेस करना है। सो दैट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग कि ड्यूरिंग द कोर्स ऑफ द प्रोग्राम यू डिसाइडेड दिस कि आपको बिजनेस में जाना है। एंड आई थिंक ये डिफर्ड जो प्लेसमेंट्स का बात कर रहे हैं, आई थिंक अक्रॉस IIMs अब इम्प्लीमेंट हो रहा है। IIM अहमदाबाद में भी सिमिलर है, काफ़ी सक्सेसफुल स्टार्टअप्स IIM अहमदाबाद से भी स्टार्ट हुए हैं। And based on this concept only, that if you work like you work on your business for 2 years, if you're not able to have like get that success, then you can come back for the placements. But आपने जो ये sector लेकिन choose किया, that is construction materials, very very traditional. People with deep pockets have entered this sector, and बहुत ज़्यादा traditional sector था। डिस्पाइट लाइक जो यूजली IIMs स्टार्ट करते हैं, अगर आप देखोगे, या तो बहुत ज़्यादा टेक savvy कोई फील्ड हो, या तो ग्लैमरस कोई D2C वाला बिजनेस हो, जहाँ पर मे बी इन्वेस्टमेंट रेज करना भी IIM ग्रेड के लिए शायद थोड़ा सिंपल हो जाए। हाउ डू डिसाइड कि नहीं मैं ये करूँगा, कि ऑब्वियसली यू सॉ द थिंग इन द प्रोडक्ट दैट ओके दिस माइट वर्क आउट, बट अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट ऑब्वियसली देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट एज वेल, लाइक इन्वेस्टर्स का मनी, वेदर दे विल बी इंटरेस्टेड, एंड योर कंपेटिटर्स एज वेल प्रॉब्ली हु हैव deep pockets and उनसे compete करना. So उस time क्या thought process था?
So you are right because the segment is very traditional. So normally इस segment में the IIM tag is not as useful as it would be in a particular D2C or a consumer oriented business, because here your education or your pedigree hardly matters, because all the channel partners in a building materials company, they would essentially be dealers, distributors, or let's say paint companies, tiles, hardware, cement, these kind of dealers, or let's say promoters, contractors. So उस समय मैंने जो देखा कि all the big companies in the industries, they were not focusing too much on value-added products. So the segment which we decided to get in, that was construction chemicals in a nutshell. These products were not very asset heavy. So this is a very technology heavy industry where you can differentiate from other large competitors. So initially क्योंकि idea ही था, I did not know कि whether it will turn out to be very good or not. So मैंने इनिशियली आउटसोर्सिंग ही किया। उसके बेसिस पे आई वेंट टू द मार्केट विद अ वेरी स्मॉल टीम टू अंडरस्टैंड वेदर देयर विल बी ट्रैक्शन इन द मार्केट और नॉट, वेदर देयर इज अ गैप विच नीड्स टू बी एड्रेस्ड. So 8 to 9 months in the market, I realized that there is sufficient scope because there was lack of focus from all the bigger players, especially in Eastern India. But the market was big, it was growing very fast, I was getting opportunities. So that point in time, I decided that we probably need to have a manufacturing unit of our own, and based on that, then went ahead to try and scale up.
इनिशियल फेज में जब आप स्टार्ट करे तो ऑब्वियसली चैलेंजेस आते ही है बिजनेस में। कभी दिमाग में आया कि नहीं यार ये सब छोड़ के मैं जॉब में चला जाता हूँ?
यार this particular thought for an entrepreneur right out of college, ये तो हर दिन ही आता है, मतलब probably every 2 hours this might come. But this is a part and parcel of life. So once you have decided to not go for a job, you know that risk is something which you have to sleep with. So you never know. Anything can happen. Tomorrow it can happen. But probably the journey is more exciting. You need to be courageous when you go for entrepreneurship. But I believe if the product you have created, if that product has a good market, and if it is differentiated, then your chances of success increases. But you have to decide and realize that very early. ताकि chance रहते ही you can do a pivot. Right?
Makes sense.
So entrepreneurship is definitely a tough journey. No matter which IIT or IIM you are from, नहीं भी आप अगर हो, 95% of startups actually eventually fail with no direct fault of the promoter or the entrepreneur, right? So risk is always there.
Got it. And IIM and IIT के कुछ connects या कुछ भी help करते हैं like आपके भी business में?
So, like I said earlier, it helps in opening some doors. So, because people appreciate the fact that I could probably have landed up in a very cushy job by this time. There were a lot of personal sacrifices which I had to make, and I'm still making to grow your business, right? So, till date, I draw a fraction of the salary probably which I could have drawn if I was working for someone. So these are the things which people appreciate, and then what happens is they give you that access. So you can talk to a person of any stature in any company, ask them for help, ask them for a network penetration effect, or probably suggestions. So these are some things which help. Second part of it is for the financial institutions, like let's say banks or VCs or Ps, whoever you are approaching, like we had discussed earlier. Probably for them a basic benchmark is made if you have that kind of a background.
अगर फ्यूचर में किसी को entrepreneurship pursue करना है, if someone is watching this as a student, would you recommend them to do an MBA? क्या वो skill set सिखाया जाता है? Like does it help? Like MBA in general, not necessarily IIM, but MBA in general जो आप theoretical knowledge लेते हो MBA से, does that help in entrepreneurship?
Definitely, because what happens is MBA, I would say, is also technical, because there are very fine things like statistics or various facets of HR operations which normally you would take a long time to study. There are case study based studies also which happen in a lot of institutes. Those are very helpful because you learn from the failures and challenges of others, right? So it is always better to try your hand in the classroom before attempting in the real world. There are a lot of simulation activities also which take place in today's curriculum, which is very helpful. So even if you have started a business, let's say 2 to 3 years down the line, maybe you are successful, but to scale up your business on a long term, anybody who is in an entrepreneurial phase should do an MBA, whether it be full time, whether it be part time, but that training and knowledge definitely helps.
Okay. And अगर ऐसा आपको बताना पड़े कि कोई skill sets जो शायद MBA नहीं सिखाते हैं, and probably that can only entrepreneurship can teach you. So ऐसा कोई skill sets है जो शायद missing होते हैं, and probably some students who are aspiring to be an entrepreneur should try to develop on their own.
Yeah, so I think there is one fundamental flaw in doing MBA in our country is the courses are very theoretical, and the professors, no offense, but most of the professors are also from a very theoretical research background. So practically field में क्या होता है, that is vastly different from what you are taught, right? So day one से ही the kind of challenges which you will face, you are not accustomed to that. Whenever you are doing an MBA teaches you primarily in our country is to manage large organizations where systems and processes are already set, right?
Exactly. So very, very valid point.
So most of, let's say, my classmates also, they would have got into an organization which is at least 3,000 to 5,000 CR in the top line, right? Where the daily challenges of establishing a brand, rigors of going in the market, doing actual physical labor with your product, those are non-existent. So these things definitely MBA or any other education will not be able to teach you. For that, you have to get your hands dirty. So my suggestion would be try and do as many internships and trainings in companies. So whether it be during your MBA, before, after, but when you hang out with people from the industry who have gotten their hands dirty, listen to more podcasts. Podcast is, I think, a fantastic medium. So listen to more people like you, mainly from the failures that they have encountered, so that at least 100 people से एक चीज तो सीखने को मिलेगा ही,
right,
which you can implement going on later in your life.
MBA colleges में काफ़ी सारे elective courses होते हैं, like you can choose your subjects as well. तो अगर किसी को entrepreneurship pursue करना है, what would be your recommendation कि उसको कौन से functions के and किस type के courses ज़्यादा choose करने चाहिए?
I think that is a very good question, because normally what happens is people who would get into entrepreneurship, they are not very sure right out of college. So probably 2 साल या 3 साल बात करते हैं, but that point in time it is difficult to go back and redo it again, right? So what probably I had done, because मेरा journey काफ़ी जल्दी शुरू हो गया from the second year onwards, I had a very healthy mix and match of all verticals which would be useful for you to run a startup. Because आप जब एक startup run करते हैं and you are the founder CEO, so you have to wear different hats. So let's say a good course in organizational behavior, HR, very important is project management. So project management aspects you should know so that you can structure your work accordingly. If you are in a product-based company or going ahead, then sales and distribution management is very important. Then definitely some critical aspects of business valuation, corporate finance, these things will help you in raising funds, valuing your business as a whole. So do not make your curriculum or your specialization very focused in one or two particular areas, but keep it as a healthy mix. So that would be my suggestion for anybody who would like to wear different hats in whichever role they are in.
Okay, so probably not deep diving into a subject, but getting like on the surface of multiple subjects.
Right. So like you know that IIMs normally do not offer any specialization, right? So essentially you should be strong in general management. Unless you are going in a very specific field like finance, otherwise you should have a healthy mix. So that is my personal suggestion for anybody who is going for an entrepreneurship career.
So finally, for anyone aspiring to be, say, in IIT or aspiring to be in a very good MBA college, or maybe even for entrepreneurship, some final tips from your end for them.
So they are three very different fields.
Right.
So for an engineering or MBA at that point in time, probably your education is most important, where you need to be stay focused, dedicated, be off social media as much as possible, which is very difficult nowadays. Be very thorough in terms of textbooks. So the time at which I had gone to these colleges, we did not have too much of online material and coursework to go through. So we were very thorough when it came to our textbooks, and we collaborated with a lot of our friends, teachers, professors in terms of suggestions. So that is my suggestion number one when it comes to the educational part. For entrepreneurship, I think the number one aspect is you should have a very strong and deep market research. So I know it looks very glamorous from the outside, an entrepreneur or a founder's life. But what you need to understand also is 99% is below the table, which you cannot see. That is the struggle in the life of an entrepreneur. There are chances of failures, high risk. Your entire career might get destroyed. So before getting into something, you should have adequate knowledge about the subject or the product in which you are going to pursue further, and sufficient market research to know and to reduce your chances of failure. So I think that would be my basic suggestion going ahead.
Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you so much for coming here, taking out time. And I'm pretty sure the people who had been listening to this, especially aspiring students as well as aspiring entrepreneurs, would take a lot of insights from this particular podcast.
Thank you, Anand, so much for having me, and wish everybody lots of success.
So I hope आपको ये पॉडकास्ट से काफ़ी कुछ सीखने मिला हो. मुझे पर्सनली काफ़ी कुछ सीखने मिला है. And let me know in comments what you felt about this podcast. And do subscribe. We will meet in the next podcast.